Anything that gives the joy is something that we love. If Atma is something which is the Paramanda Sarupa, if that is known, certainly we can have Parama Prema towards the Atma. We have told the Parama Prema is towards Atma. So to have that, we should know that Atma is Paramananda Sarupa. Is it not? That's what I find here. Or is it in common word, what they say? If you, when you come to know about a thing as a source of joy or something beautiful, then you have what love towards that. Can you have love towards unknowing? That's one which is Bhagavan. Have what love towards it? So that's what you should know. At least some information about things must be there, then you can have the love. And if you say, if it is not known, Parama Prema will not be towards the Atma. So therefore you have to say what? No. I know, we know that Atma is Paramanda, your partner. If Atma is Paramanda Rupa, you will not have love towards Vedyaha, Vishayaha. Right? See, any love towards Veda Vishaya is for the sake of what? Atmastu Ramaya Sarvam Priyam, this is for the sake of Ananda. You know that Atma is Paramanda Sarupa and your desire for sense object is gain the Ananda. And if you already got Paramanda Sarupa Atma, how can you hanker for sense object? After a sumptuous feast, will you hanker for daily dal roti in the dining hall? Will you? But when you are hungry, that will become a greatest feast. So, if you have discovered yourself the Paramanda Sarupa, there will not be any hankering for the sense object. What is that? Even after the sense object. If Paramanda Sarupa is known, then there will not be desire for the sense object. If it is not known, Atma cannot be Parama Prema. So therefore, your statement that Atma Parananda is not Parama. Either way, you have detect in that case, what is to be done? That's the answer now. Okay? Now, Chaitanya is I, Atma. Its nature is Parananda, Paramananda. It is limitless Ananda. That is called Brahma that has been opposed by Upanishad. It is not that we are establishing the Atma based on the Tarka reason. Without this explanation based on the Shruti, we try to understand it, but actually Atma is opposed by Shruti only, and the very same Atma is pointed out to be Guru Brahma. Now, this Atma is Paramananda Swarupa. This Atma is Paramananda Swarupa is being asked. Atma is Paramanda. Is it known or not? Is it experienced or not? In either case, there is a problem. That is, Paramananda Rupatam Bhasate na Bhasate. Bhasate, no, it is known or it is experienced. Na Bhasate, it is not known, it is not experienced. It is experienced. It is not experienced. Abhane Param Prema na. Abhane. Abhane means apratitav or ananubhute. If Atma, Paramanda Sarupa, is not known, apratitav, no apratitav, is not known, or ananubhute, no anubhute, is not experienced, that it is Paramanda Sarupa. In that what will happen? Atmani Paramam Prema. There cannot be limitless love with proper oneself, means Atma cannot be the locus of limitless. Because we know anything that is the source of Ananda can be the locus of love. We love those things which give us a happiness. And if Atma is the source of Paramananda, certainly can be the locus of Paramaprema. If we don't know that is the source of Paramananda, there cannot be any love towards or Paramaprema towards Atma cannot be there, because we need to know further things to be the source of happiness to love. Something is beautiful, we love it. Something gives us happiness, we love it. But if we don't know that, we certainly have no love towards the particular object of being. So, Abhani, if that Atma to be Paramanda is not known, is not experienced, so there cannot be Paramaprema, limitless love towards Atma cannot be there. Now if you say no, it is certainly experienced or certainly known that Atma is Paramananda Rupa and our nature of limitless Ananda. In that case, ज्ञाने विषये स्पृहा न भाने आत्मना परमानंद स्वरूप से भाने आत्मा ए परमानंद स्वरूप इफ नो और इफ एक्सपीरियंस विषये certain object स्पृहा इच्छा desire for such object will not be desire for such object will not be there if one knows or if one experiences that Atma is Paramananda Swarupa. What for do you see such object Vishayas? So that we can get prepared by the what are we seek of Vishayas? Shabda Sarupa Rasavana. Get us out. We think that they are capable of giving us a joy, so therefore we run after them. Now, if Atma is the very Paramananda Swarupa, can the happiness that can be gained to the sense object be compared with that of Paramananda Atma? Under any circumstances, it must be much less. We can't much less. There cannot be any comparison. Why? Atma is Paramananda, limitless Ananda, and sense object can never give that much Ananda. At the most, some out of joy here and there they can be. Therefore, if and again our purpose of seeking the sense object is to gain the happiness. You seek the means to gain the end, the result. We seek the Vishayas sense object to get the phala, the Ananda. The Ananda is the result, Upeya or phala, whereas the means, sadhanas, are the sense object, Upaya. The sense object are the Upaya, the sadhana, the means, whereas the Ananda is the Upeya, the thing we gain to the means, phala, the sadhya. Now, when you gain the sadhya or upeya result, is there any necessity of taking to the means? Suppose you have been to a car or a matador, and you went there and returned. You sit in that matador. No, air conditioned car. So the purpose is served. Sit not. The job is over. A train, let us say, you are going somewhere, and you reach the destination and it is terminal. Be air conditioned express. You will not leave it. The purpose is served. But so long as the phala, result is to be gained, you take to the means. If I have discovered Paramananda Swarupa, why should I take to sense object Vishayas? Because Vishayas I take to so that I can get the happiness which I have already got, and therefore there is no usefulness that can be served by the means the Vishayas, the Upaya. It said, Upayeshayaha upechadhinatva. Upayeshayaha. The Icha of Upaya, the means, is dependent on upeyechadhinatva. It is adhina. It is dependent on upeyesha. We want to gain some result and phala in terms of happiness. For that you take the Upaya. Upeyasya anandasya siddhatvena tadichchayaha anuspattehi. Upeyasya anandasya siddhatvena. When the Upeya Ananda, the Ananda that is to be sought is siddha, is accomplished. When it is accomplished, tadichchayaha. Tadichcha means upayasya ichchayaha anuspattehi. It cannot be born. The desire for the means can never be born once the result or the end to be gained by that is already accomplished. If I have already discovered myself to be Paramananda Swarupa, there is the occasion for me to run after the sense object, because I run after the sense object only to get the Ananda, which I am already full. Is it not? If you had a sumptuous feast afterwards, your usual daily dal roti will not mean anything. Is it not? Right there. How can one take to sense object? So now what is our case? You are telling us Atma is Paramananda Swarupa. If it is Paramananda Swarupa means if Parama Premasvata. If Paramananda Swarupa is not known, Atma cannot be Parama Premasvata. Therefore you have to say that Atma, Paramananda Swarupa is known, because you have already committed or you have made a statement that Atma is Parama Premasvata, and we do find that Atma is Parama Premasvata from our experience. Our experience do reveal that Atma is the locus of maximum love. In that case, we should not run after the sense object. But we do or not? We run after the sense object. Means Atma is Parama Premaspada, but it is not Paramananda Swarupa. This is what the contention of the Buddha is. Because if you take either of these possibilities, there is defect. Either you have to say Atma, the Paramananda Swarupa Atma is not known, or if it is known, you are running after the sense object should not be there, it is there. Yes. There are defects in either of these statements. But there is a third possibility entirely different than these two possibilities. What is the third possibility? Atma as Paramanda Swarupa is known and not known. How is it possible? Some may say, this is a problem with Vedanta. Always they twist their tongue. Somebody says, the tongue has no bone. If the bone is there, then you can't twist the tongue. The vernacular of this, some fellow speaks lies, etc., or speaks equivocal. The tongue has no bone and this also goes on twisting it. Atma is known and not known. How is it possible? How do you say so? Yes, it is possible. First he makes a statement, there is a third possibility. Earlier two possibilities are what? Either Paramananda Swarupa be known or not known. He says, in either case there is defect. We also, Vedanta also does admit that. Now he says, there is a third possibility. What is the third possibility? Ataha. Ataha. Therefore, what is that therefore? Therefore means, because there is defect in the either of these possibilities, Bhana or Abhana. In the case of Bhana, knowing the Paramananda Swarupa, and also or Abhana, not knowing the Paramananda Swarupa or not experiencing the Paramananda Swarupa, because there is defect in either of these possibilities, Ataha, therefore, Atmanaha asau Paramanandata Bhane api abhata. Atmanaha asau Paramanandata. This Paramananda, this nature, this status of Atma being Paramananda Swarupa, the limitless Ananda Swarupa, Bhane api, even though experience, abhata, not experience or not known, we can put that. Even Bhane api, though known, not known. Better we can put, though experienced, it is not known. Bhane api abhata. In the sense, have you experienced Ananda or not? Anytime. Have you experienced or not? Is there anyone who has not experienced Ananda? Even the most miserable person has got few moments in his life when he has experienced the Ananda. I have experienced that I am happy. But unfortunately, I don't know that I am verily the happiness. I am happy. So, I am happy, I know, but I am Ananda Swarupa. Anandoham. Aham Ananda Swarupa is not. Why? Because whenever I am happy, what do I conclude? I was happy because of that music. I was happy because of that was something desirable, edible I got. Or I was happy because of some very conducive news I got. Something like that. I think that happiness is because of a particular object. Therefore I say I am happy, but I don't know that I am happy. Bhane api abhata. Atmanaha asau Paramananda. This Paramananda of Atma, Bhane api, though known or though experienced, abhata, is not known. I am Ananda Swarupa is not known, though I do experience happiness now and then, either in the waking state, dream state. What about this state? I do experience, there also I don't know. No, that's okay. Let us not go into that. So, waking and dreaming is enough. So, though known, because that ignorance is there, not kincit avedisham. But here I know. At that time in the deep state, I don't know that I had that happiness. Afterward, I may recollect. But in the waking and the dream, I do say I am happy. Therefore, though it is known, not known. Now, everything is centered on that. Though known, I am happy. I am Atma, the Paramanda Sarupa of Atma. Though known, it is not known. Or though experienced, it is not known. This is not being accepted. How is it? How come you can say it is different? It is just based on this. I am happy is experience. But I am verily the happiness. My Swarupa, nature itself is the happiness, is not known. For this an object of this seems to be not connected. What we say that known at the same time, not known. Are these two statements, are they not contradictory? The inherent contradiction in your statement that known and not known. How do you say so? It is not given to reasoning. It is something untenable. Look, that is Yugapat, Dhana and Abhana. Yugapat means simultaneous knowing and not knowing. Knowledge and ignorance of Paramanda Sarupa Atma is something which is not given to, that means something improper. Something improper. One may say so. You have to ask this person to say the statement that Atma is Paramanda Sarupa is known and not known is improper. When one who says so, you ask him, my dear sir, this statement is improper on account of what? What is the reason because of which this is improper? Is it so because such a thing is not seen in the world? We will not find, because such a thing, that where it is known and not known, such an occasion or such an incident is not found in the world. In the Vyavahara, in our day-to-day experiences, we don't find any case wherein something is known and at the same time it is not known. We say so because of this. We say so that something is known and not known simultaneously is not given to reasoning. It is not logical. It is not given to reasoning. Because of that, we say that it is improper. These are the two questions to be asked to do, and answer can be given for this. That is that Yugapat, Dhana and Abhana, simultaneous knowing and not knowing that Atma is Paramanda Sarupa is not correct. Is it because of Adrishtacharatvam? Adrishtacharatvam means, is it not seen in the world? Is it not seen? Adrishtacharatvam. No Adrishtacharatvam. Such a thing is not seen in the world. Is it so because of that you say that it is improper? Or Upapatti Rahitatvam is not given to reasoning? Such a statement is not given to reasoning. Therefore, knowing and not knowing the Paramanda Sarupa simultaneously is improper. But the first report of the stanza is explains that no, we can certainly find examples to the effect that something is known and not known simultaneously. From Vyavahara we can give an example. And then he says it is quite logical. It is given to reasoning that something is simultaneously known and not known is quite given to reasoning. Adhetru varga madhyastha putradhyayana shabdavat bhanepya bhanam bhanasya pratibandhena yujyate. When chanting Adhetru varga madhyastha, you can't stop it. Alright? It is a compound. The compound. Adhetru varga madhyastha putradhyayana shabdaha is a compound. You can stop and split where sandhi is there. You can stop for our convenience, okay? If some Vayyakarna is there, he will catch you by the neck. That is it. Namah Shri Shankarananda Gurupadambu Janmani. Some people might have wondered. In some places, why I stop in between. In some places, I just run away. Why? Namaste Shankarananda. You can't stop me. Also, chalta hai for convenience sake, but you should know it. But you should know it. And you suppose when you are going to teach, if at all for convenience you want to stop, you should mention and then stop. Everyone will know. Only when the sandhi is there, you can put the sandhi and stop. Adhetru varga madhyastha putradhyena shabdavat dhane api anandasya, you can add there, anandasya dhane api abhanam bhavati. The context is like this. The son of a particular person was attending the Vedic Pathshala, as you are chanting in the morning. So he had been to the Veda Pathshala and he was reciting whatever the Vedic. His father happened to go there just to meet. He had some urgent work to meet the son. But in her classroom, the chanting is going on. He didn't want to enter the class and disturb. For some time he waited so that they will stop and he will come out. So he waited for some. Now, when he was waiting outside, the chanting is going on. There are so many students. I mean, his son also is there. Now, he knows that his son also is chanting. He can make out that his son is chanting. Means he knows that the son is chanting. Yet, it is not known distinctly. Not known distinctly means if rest all students were to stop and if his son alone were to recite the mantras, how distinctly he would have heard it. Like that he doesn't know. But at the same time, he knows that there is his son who is known and not. Suppose you are in the morning, you are chanting here, not outside in the veranda. You are chanting here. And let us say the father of some brahmachari or brahmacharini happened to come here, and he came and he doesn't want to disturb, sitting on the veranda. Oh, my son or daughter also is chanting. My God, he or she chants Vedas also, because that time I had never chanted. So that's chanting. Very good. So, but he doesn't know how many mistakes he or she commits if he chants in when all are chanting, you can also make a noise and duck under the voice of others. That is different. That is different thing. But the real thing will be clear when you alone may start chanting. So like that, it is known and at the same time it is not known. This is the context. Adhetru varga madhyastha putradhyena shabda. So adhetru vargaha, adhetrunam vargaha. Varga means a class, samuha, a group. Adhetrunam. Adhetrunam means Veda Pathakana. Those are reciting Veda. So, a samuha, varga means varga, class, a group. A group of the students who chant Veda. Samuha, madhya means tasya madhye tishtati. The one who is abiding in that means one who is present amidst such a group of those who are chanting the Veda. So he is the Adhetru Varga Madhyastha. Not only is Adhetru Varga Madhyastha, the one who is amidst the students who chant the Vedas, at the same time he is Putraha. He is also his son. So Putra, Tasya Adhyena Shabdavat. Now Tasya Putrasya, so Adhenam means here Adhena is he chanting. What he chants, Adhena Shabdavat. Shabda means sound. Like the sound of the chanting of the son who is amidst the group of a students who all are chanting the Veda. Now, what means like that? We have like such a sound. What happens to that? Dhane api abhana. Just as the sound is what? Dhane api. Though know, though heard, though known. Abhanam. Abhanam means not distinctly heard, not distinctly known. Like that, Anandasya. The Ananda, Paramānanda. Paramananda Swarupa of me, Dhane though experienced, not known Abhanam. I don't know that I am Paramananda Swarupa. This is the answer to tell you that such an instance is possible or is seen in the world. Answer to that, Adrishtacharatva means such a thing we don't find in the world. No, such a thing is certainly find where known and unknown are simultaneously possible. Now, other doubt was that is such a thing is improper. We say on account of that it is not given to reasoning. No, it is also given to reasoning. It is logical, quite logical to say that simultaneous knowing and not knowing is possible. How come? Dhanasya pratibandhena dhane api abhanam yujyati. Dhanasya pratibandhena dhane api abhanam yujyati. Because of this reason, dhanasya pratibandhena, because of pratibandha, because of an obstruction to the dhana, the knowing or experience, though bhana, though known, abhanam yujyate. Abhanam, not knowing is yujyate means proper. It is given to reasoning. Yujyate is upapadyate ityartha. Is quite reasonable or quite given to reasoning. Though known, because there is some positive obstruction, therefore it is not totally known or not thoroughly such a thing is what yujyate. Yujyate here is given to reasoning, upapadyate. See, let us find out in your own life. Anywhere you are sorrowful or you are disturbed, what is it? Is it not that you put forth some effort to get rid of that sorrow or get rid of that restlessness of the mind and gain what? You have discovered that the state of mind of yours is not that desirable because it is sorrowful or it is restless. So now this undesirable state of mind, sorrow in the mind, to get rid of that, you may do many things. But finally through those efforts, what are you seeking? Is it not a desirable state of mind you are seeking? Means you want to dismiss that undesirable state of mind, the restless state of mind, the sorrowful state of mind, and to gain a desirable state of mind, a happy state of mind. Is it not? A calm and composed state of mind. Are you trying for or not? Means employed may differ, but your purpose is to gain a state of mind which is desirable. What does it mean? Can you strive for something which you had not known earlier? When you are striving to gain a state of mind which is desirable, happy mind, it amounts to say that you had known it earlier. That is the basis, on the basis of which you try to gain. For example, let us say, you ask a person, how is your health? He says, okay. Okay means what? It's not that bad, but at the same time, it is not up to the mark. What is the basis of this statement? Because he certainly knows a state wherein perfect health is. Compared to that, now it is not that bad as such, but it is not totally perfect. So that means there is a basis. Means he knows a state of So also, when I strive for to dismiss the undesirable state of mind and gain a happy state of mind, I certainly know such a state. Otherwise, there is no basis for me to work for. My means may differ, but unless I know such a state of mind, there cannot be a prompting at all. Otherwise, I have to take such a state of mind for granted. So ऐसा ही है. If I don't know a better state of mind, I have to take this present state of mind. What to do? It is like this. I have to take note. The very fact that I strive for and I don't rest contented until I discover that state of mind. How long this effort continues? How long? Not only this whole life long, any number of lives will not suffice unless willingly or accidentally you stumble upon Vedanta. That will not suffice. Okay. Afterwards, what do? You discover the truth contained in that, your real nature, Paramananda Swarupa. Until that, this pursuit should continue. Because this life or any number of lives. So, the very fact that I struggle for such a condition shows that I know it. But pratibandhas are there, some obstructions are there. Therefore, though experienced, though known, I don't know. Therefore, such a simultaneous knowing and unknowing is both found in the world. At the same time, it is quite given to reasoning. Now, what is that pratibandha? If some pratibandha, some obstruction denies me that I am Paramananda Swarupa, what would you like to do? If you want to gain the Paramananda Swarupa, if you don't want to gain, no problem. Not no problem. Problem should continue. So, therefore, if you want to gain that Paramananda Swarupa, and if you have discovered that pratibandha, the obstruction denies you, you have to get rid of that obstruction. To get rid of obstruction, first you should know what the obstruction is. Can you cure a disease without diagnosing? Like that. If I have to get rid of the obstruction, I should first know what the obstruction is and how the obstruction can be eliminated. To make clear what the obstruction is, author first defines in general what is an obstruction. Then in particular, he is going to point out what the obstruction is in our case. By the way, from the 12 to 14, they inquire into the Atmabhane Pratibandha Vicharaha. Inquire into the Vichara. They inquire into the Pratibandha, obstruction with respect to Atmabhana, knowledge of Atma as Paramananda Swarupa. 12 to 14, Atmabhane Pratibandha Vicharaha. In that the 13 defines the Pratibandha or obstruction in general. What is that obstruction that is defined? Pratibandhosti bhati bhatiti pratibandhosti bhatiti vyavahararha vastuni tam nirasya viruddhasya utpadanam tasyotpadanam uchyate Pasti bhati iti vyavahararha vastuni tam nirasya tasya, you can add yat viruddhasya utpadanam saha pratibandha uchyate. See, there is something, a vastu, an object. What type of vastu? Which is available for such vyavahara. You can deal with that vastu. You can transact with that vastu. How? Asti bhati iti vyavahararha vastu. Vastu which is vyavahararham. So, which deserves the vyavahara transaction. Asti is. So it is that. Bhati is known or experienced. For example, the key of your room is there or not? Do you know or have you seen that sea or not? Yes. You have known that, you have seen the sea. So therefore, you can deal with this sea. Asti bhati iti vyavahararha vastu. A vastu, a thing which is available to deal with, available to transact with as is and known. Known means perceived, etc., experience or known. Now, in the case of this vastu, a thing, tam nirasya, nirasya, denying, tam means what? Tam purvokta vyavaharam. That earlier dealing, that earlier transaction, what was the earlier transaction? It is and it is known or experienced or seen. That earlier vyavahara, that it is and it is known, tam purvoktam vyavaharam nirasya, denying that. Tasya yat viruddhasya utpadanam. Tasya means tasya vyavaharasya, purvoktasya vyavaharasya, of the earlier vyavahara, asti and bhati, viruddhasya utpadanam. Viruddhasya means quite opposite. Viruddhasya vyavaharasya utpadanam. Utpadanam is jananam, the birth or creation. Creating a vyavahara quite contrary to the earlier vyavahara. What it will be? What was earlier vyavahara? Is and known. The opposite vyavahara will be nasti is not, na bhati, not opposite. The key is there, it was in your pocket, and what is now, what are you doing? The key is not there. The key is not seen. Not known means here we can take as not seen. About which key? The key that is in your pocket. So what happened? Some pratibandha. Something. Because of it, you are now telling it is not there, it is not seen or experienced. So, in a given vastu, a thing which is available for transaction as is and known, so that by denying that earlier vyavahara, tam nirasya, tasya of that vyavahara, yet whatever, viruddhasya of the contrary vyavahara, utpadanam, saha pratibandha. That is what is called as the pratibandha or obstruction. In other words, an obstruction denies the existence and the knowledge of a thing which was available earlier as the existing one and the one that is known. That is what is the pratibandha, a general definition of obstruction. That is the case. The same definition now has to be applied with respect to the Atmana. No, what are two things? What we are discussing? Lola, Bhanoni, Paruta, Takela, Magila, Visuruna Gila, don't yesterday. So, Atmanaha Paramanandata. Paramanda Swarupa of Atma, simultaneously known and not. To understand this, an illustration was given. Drishtanta was given. What was that Drishtanta? The chanting of the sun is known and not. In either of these cases, both cases, one is Drishtanta, other is Darshtanta. Drishtanta is what? Chanting of the sun. Darshtanta, illustration. And Darshtanta is illustrated in the sense the subject matter for which the illustration is given. That is what the Darshtanta. So, in either cases, there is obstruction. Now, what is obstruction in general was defined. Now, obstruction in particular is being pinpointed in the case of Drishtanta and also the Darshtanta. Tasya hetu samanabhihara putradhvani shrutau. Ihanadiravidyaiva vyamohaika nibandhanam. First, he gives what is the obstruction in the case of the chanting of the sun. Then, in the case of Paramananda Swarupa, Samanabhiharah. In the case of Putra Dhvani Sutau, Shruti, what Vedas, okay, here Shruti means in the hearing of the Putra Dhvani. Don't say Shruti Vedas. So, in the Shrutau, in the case of hearing of the Putra Dhvani, in the case of hearing of the chanting of the sun or the sound of the sun, Tasya Hetuhu, Tasya means Pratibandhasya Hetuhu, the Hetu, the Karanam, the cause of the obstruction of Pratibandha. So on account of what did the obstruction come forth? Tasya, that means Pratibandhasya Karanam is this. What is that? Samanabhiharaha. Samanabhihara means Bahubhi Saha Patanam. The chanting or reciting along with many people. This together. This together chanting. Bahubhi Saha Patanam. Abhihara. Abhihara means talking. Talking or speaking. Speaking here means here chanting together with other students. So that is the cause of the obstruction, cause for the obstruction in the case of sound of the sun, which is both known and not. Okay. Now the question of Darshanta. What about in the case of Paramanda Sarupa of ourselves, being known and not known simultaneously? What is that obstruction because of which, in spite of being known or experienced, it is not known? What is that cause of obstruction? It is like this. Iha. Iha means Darshantiti. Darshanta. Darshanta. What is Darshanta? The Paramanda Sarupa of oneself, though known, it is not known. Means in spite of knowing, not clearly, it's not clearly known. So therefore in that Darshanta, Iha. Anadi avidya eva hetuhu. Anadi avidya eva. Avidya, the ignorance. Ignorance of what? Ignorance of myself. Ignorance of oneself. Ignorance of oneself. And when it is there, anadi, beginningless. That beginningless ignorance of oneself, eva hetuhu. That is the eva. That itself is the hetu. What type of ignorance it is? Adjective. Vyamohaika nibandhanam avidya. Ignorance. Actually it can be iha. Iha means Darshantike. Vyamohaika nibandhanam anadihi avidya eva tasya pratibandhasya hetuhu. In the case of this, that is the Darshanta, means in the case of Paramanda Sarupa, being known and not known, the cause of obstruction is this anadi avidya, which is vyamohaika nibandhanam. Vyamohanam eka nibandhanam. Vyamohaika nibandhanam. Eka nibandhanam means mukhyam karanam. The main cause of vyamohana. What are vyamohanam? Vyamohana means viparita jnananam. Viparita jnananam means erroneous knowledge. Vyamo, what is called as mithya bhuta vastunam. Viparita jnana means mithya bhuta vastu. The avidya, which is the sole cause, the mukhya karana, the main cause for the mithya bhuta vastu means the apparently projected objects and beings in the world. Had I known my Satchidananda Sarupa, where will be the world? If I had aparoksha jnana of myself, that I am Satchidananda Sarupa, where will be the world? Where will be your body? Do you know why you have taken this embodiment? If before the birth of the body, had I got the knowledge of myself, what would happen? The body will not be burn at all. Because I was ignorant and therefore I had the account of karma phala, the body has been. Afterwards, by purushartha, I may gain the knowledge. But unfortunately, the prarabdha karma has already shot forth, and therefore the body will continue in spite of my gaining the knowledge until the momentum of prarabdha is exhausted. Now, the vyamoha, if knowledge of myself were there is no occasion of ordering the body, leave alone the creation. The creation is for whom? For me, the jiva, who wants to exhaust the karma phala. If karma phala, if jiva himself is destroyed in the wake of knowledge, there is no account holder of the karma phala. The account holder deceased, file closed. What will happen? Neither the embodiment is there nor the creation is there for that particular hitherto jiva, hitherto entity who is no more now. He has destroyed himself to be one with the Brahma Paramatma. Now, the entire creation is the projection on account of ignorance of myself. Therefore, so Vyamohanam, Viparita Jnananam means Mithyabhuta Vastunam, of the Mithyabhuta Vastu, of the apparent object means of entire creation which is Mithya. So, Eka Nibandhanam means Mukhya Karanam. So, that Anadi Avidya Eva Satya Hetu is the cause of the obstruction of what? Obstruction in knowing my Paramanda Sarupa, though I know it, means though I experience it, I know not that I am Paramanda Sarupa. This is the, in other words, what it means is, Asamanamati Ananda Sarupa Anadavidyavashat na Visheshataha Paritnyaya. Though Paramanda Sarupa of Atma is Bhasamanam, is cognized, yet Visheshataha na Paritnyayate. Visheshata means in reality or not in particular nature, in the sense in that I am the very Ananda Sarupa. In this form it is not known. What is obstruction? Avidya. At the same time, I can't say that I don't know that I am happy. I am happy. But many times I do experience that I am happy, but I don't know that my real nature is happiness. Now, I got some clue to the effect to the effect that this pratibandha, obstruction in knowing my Paramanda Sarupa, avidya is the cause of avidya. We don't know. Avidya has to be to destroy avidya. You should know the biodata of avidya. Is it? Better you know the enemy. If you know the nature of the enemy, half the strategy is over. First you should know how the enemy operates, what are the modus operandi of the enemy, etc. And your job will be to destroy the enemy. This avidya is the cause because of which our Paramanda Sarupa is obstructed. We should know something more about the avidya so that we can destroy. For that sake, Vidyaranya Muni is now explaining us the cause of avidya. Avidya is the cause of pratibandha, obstruction in knowing our Paramananda Sarupa. Now, avidya is caused by what? What is the cause of avidya? The Prakriti is the cause of avidya. It is the cause of avidya, that is Prakriti, is now further explained. Stanza 15 to 16 and a half means the first line of 17 is explains the cause of avidya, that is Prakriti, is explained. Along with its effect, the Ishvara. In fact, Vidyaranya Muni is explaining in a very detailed manner. Chidanandamaya Brahma Pratibimba Samanvita Tamoraja Sattva Guna Prakritir Vividhachasa. Ya चिदानंदमय ब्रह्म प्रतिबिंब समन्विता तमोरजसत्वगुणा भवति या या सा प्रकृतिः भवति या चिदानंदमय ब्रह्म प्रतिबिंब समन्विता तमोरजसत्वगुणा सा प्रकृतिः भवति सा च विविधा या whatever that is चिदानंदमय ब्रह्म प्रतिबिंब समन्विता प्रकृति the चिदानंदमय ब्रह्म प्रतिबिंब समन्विता the one which is samanvita means yukta which is endowed with what pratibimba is pratikchaya means reflection one which is endowed with the reflection as it were it is not actual reflection the reflection as it were of what of the chidanandamaya brahma of the brahma which is chit anandamaya one which is that is one who is of the nature of such chit ananda that also can be taken which is not taken in this context chidananda maya brahma pratibimba samita one which is endowed with the reflection as it were of the brahma which is chidananda maya the one who is both chit swarupa and ananda swarupa and also tamo rajas sattva guna the one which has got the tamo guna rajo guna and sattva guna means one who is composed of the sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna. That is what is called as the prakriti. Tamo rajas sattva guna means sattva rajas tamo gunana. So that which is consists of tamo guna, rajo guna and sattva guna. That is what is the prakriti. In other words, we can put this way: the prakriti is that which is endowed with the reflection as it were of Chidananda Brahma Rupa and is composed of the three gunas, Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna and Tamo. This is what the Prakriti is. And Sacha, Vividha, and that Prakriti is twofold. Sa, Vividha, there is one Cha is there. The Cha is not a very innocent Cha. So that Cha is, it shows that Chakaraha Anukta Samuchayakaha Shabda. Chakara, the conjunction Cha is used to think whatever that is not told because Prakriti is not Vividha, Prakriti is Trividha. You see why Vidyaranya puts it Vividha. Prakriti is Trividha. But he says Vividha means Vividha twofold and means what? One more category is there. Okay? One more category is also Cha. Then actually it is going to see what is going to point here is Vishuddha Sattva Pradhana Prakriti Malina Sattva Pradhana Prakriti, these two he is pointing out as Vividha. Tamas Pradhana Prakriti, which is going to unfold afterwards, that stands for Cha. And why did he not tell here it? Because he wants to take only that which is relevant to the portion that he is giving it. One thing peculiar nature we have to find here, that Vidyaranya Muni has distinguished Prakriti and Maya. Generally in Vedanta, Prakriti and Maya are used as synonymous. One word is used for other. But for thorough investigation, we differentiate between Prakriti and Maya. But it is going to give us the definition. It is going to give us the definition to distinguish it between Prakriti and Maya. Therefore, here Prakriti, what is told is Vividha. That Vividha is Vishuddha Sattva Pradhana Prakriti called as Maya, Malina Sattva Pradhana Prakriti called as Avidya, and there is a third one which is connoted by the word Cha as that is Tamas Pradhana Prakriti, that is stands for Cha. Why he has done so? Because in the context, immediately he is dealing with Jiva and Ishvara. The Chaitanya conditioned by avidya is jiva. Whereas tamah pradhana prakriti is useful from the standpoint of actual jagat. That he is going to explain in stanzas. He is going to explain from stanzas 44 to 46. Tamah pradhana prakriti, the third category, will be explained in the stanza 44 to 46. In the context, he confines himself to the Maya and the Avidya, that being the concept. That doesn't mean that he has forgotten. That's why he has used the word Cha. Cha is Chakaraha Anukta Samuchayakaha Shabda. Chakaraha Anukta Samuchayakaha Shabda. I got the signal today, okay? So let me start. 5 minutes. 5 minutes are there. Oh, that's fine. So, Chakaraha Anukta Samuchayakaha Shabdaha. So that is what is that? Prakriti threefold. Why it is so said to be Dvivida? In the context. What are those? Maya and Avidya. What are those two folds of Prakriti? They are like Sattva Shuddhya Vishuddhibhyam Maya Vidde Chate Mate Maya Bimbo Vashikritya Samsyat Sarvajna Ishvaraha Sattva Shuddhya Vishuddhibhyam Techa Maya Vidde Mate. They Dividhe, those two forces, which are Maya and Avidya, they are said to be so. Mate, they are considered to be so on account of Sattva Shuddhi and Sattva Avishuddhi. Because of purity of Sattva and impurity of, because of purity and impurity of Sattva, these they are called as Maya and Avidya. When Sattva Pradhana is there, it is not mixed by other two gunas, it is called as Maya. When it is mixed in the different denomination, with different permutation combination, the Rajoguna and Tamoguna, it is called as Avidya. But both are